Hello again, and thank you for taking the time to opt in to check out this training video. In this video we're going to go through the 5 fundamental principles and the 12 key characteristics of all peak performers. Now as we go through this, what I would like you to do is really focus on the video rather than scribbling down every notes that you can possibly take. So by all means have a notepad and scribble down any little key notes, just key phrases and any questions that you might have. But other than that, I'm going to be sending you a couple of emails with all the information you need, so you can just focus on taking the information in this video. And the way I want you to think about this is, how can I apply this into my own career or my own life? Because this is the key thing about any sort of training, is it's all good to gather information, but information doesn't give you results. You've got to implement it in order to get a different outcome. So this is what I would wish for you, is to take the information and think about, how am I going to apply this moving forwards. So now with that in mind, if you haven't checked your emails already, you should have an outline of the characteristics and a little checklist as well, which we're going to work through as we go through this video too. I'm going to present with you the 5 key principles and the 12 key characteristics. And as we go through each of the 12 characteristics, I'm going to share with you a couple of questions to help you assess how are you performing in this area in your own life. And this will give you a really cool idea of, okay, where are the strengths that you can keep working on, and where do you need a little bit more attention in order to grow and take your results to the next level. So let's start with the 5 fundamental principles. These 5 fundamental principles are the 5 fundamental principles that are at the core of all the 12 key characteristics as well. In all of my work with peak performers, I found that all of them have these as key fundamentals. If any of these principles don't exist, then it makes it really difficult to do the behaviors of the 12 key characteristics. So principle number 1, your body must have the capability to do what is needed when you need it. Now this doesn't mean being able to run a marathon or bench press 100 kilos. Just means that whatever you might need your body to do in order to perform, you need to be able to do it at the drop of a hat, because we don't get to choose, we don't get to control our days all the time. We like to plan them and know what's coming up, and a good day is a day that runs to plan. However, how many days do you have that don't run to plan, that you just need to do something that all of a sudden was going to be a cruisy easy day, turns into a little bit of chaos and you're running around everywhere, like literally running between meetings. So if that's the case, you need to have the fitness that's going to allow you to do that over a few days if it needs to be. Equally, it's your brain and your body are connected. So if your body's not healthy, your brain and your mindset is not healthy either. Your body needs to absorb nutrients in order for your brain to function at its peak, so make sure that you're doing all the things you need to and you've got the fitness levels to do it. The fitness levels will also allow you to be able to continually push every day when it's needed. Because if you burn out and Friday's by Thursday and Friday's an important meeting, then you're going to have some troubles. So the body must have the capability to do what is needed when you need it. Principle number 2. If it's not clean, it's toxic. Now this one relates to nutrition. Your body, you are what you eat. I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. All of the things that make up our body are absorbed through our food and through our nutrition. And food has changed over the last 50 years. It's not a case of whatever you get is all going to be fresh, natural and healthy. Even the vegetables in the supermarket are not as healthy as they were that your grandma would have eaten. When grandma's day, then the food was local produce. It was fresh, it was nutritious, it was well formed, it didn't have heaps of pesticides added to it, and it was fairly fresh. Now, I know I've seen in the shops just recently, I'm in Perth in Western Australia, and it was kiwi fruits from Europe. So you got to question, how does it get here? And in that time, all the nutrition starts to degrade. So make sure you're putting good, healthy foods into your body, because if it's processed as well, then there's a heap of additives that your body has trouble processing. And this is toxins, this is energy that your body has utilized that's then not going into your mind power and your performance. And I draw this from my backgrounds in biochemistry, so if you would like to know more about this, please let me know. We can go into a lot of detail about how this works for your own physicality and your physiology in order to perform at your peak. Principle number 3, the captain of the ship must be in control. Now this doesn't mean in a work environment, although it is important. This is for you yourself. If your brain is the director and your body is the worker that follows the actions, then you must be driving your bus. If you're not driving your bus, then somebody else is and you're just a passenger. You need to be in control of the steering wheel, knowing exactly what direction they're going in, and the rest, all the parts of you need to be filling in those gaps to make that happen too. So making sure we make good decisions, making sure we make quick decisions, and making sure we make ethical decisions that are going to take us towards our goal. And you need to know where you're going with that too. Principle number 4, your environment must support growth and success. I'm sure you've heard this well-known philosophy, which is your results will be similar to the 5 closest people in your life. Now, those 5 closest people are going to be the direct influences of your personal environment. You need to have people that are your cheer squad, that are championing you, that are going to push you forward in challenging times. And also you need people that are going to help you and nurture you through the growth that you need. If you've got distractors and people that are going to kind of pull you back a little, then that's going to slow your progress. So it's going to make you get distracted by other things that are not as important to you. And we judge importance by what is it that you want to achieve. So make sure your environment is supporting your growth and success. Principle number 5, overload in a safe environment to build your skills, ready for when it matters most. Now, this is like going to the gym. When you pick up a weight and you do some bicep curls, it challenges the muscles. Now, your muscles don't grow in the gym, they grow between workouts. So you create the stress, and we talk about the gym as being the one place in life where it's good to fail. You want to reach your limit, you want to challenge your boundaries, you want to hit that point where you can't do anymore. And then that's a stimulus for your body to grow and repair and improve, ready for the next time. Now, the same happens mentally. We now know from the latest science of neuroplasticity that your brain is always changing. It goes through this refreshing rates where it deletes all these old neural pathways that aren't being used anymore, and it starts to reinforce the common ones. So the more you use a certain way of thinking, the stronger it gets, the better it gets, the quicker it gets, the better those connections start to work in your brain to get faster thinking, and you start to act like that is your new normal. But you've got to overload it to get this accelerated results. And this is one of the key things of peak performers, is they keep hitting that boundary so that they create this overload to improve. Now, if you're a tennis player, you don't want to overload in your Grand Slam match. You want to overload in training so that when it comes to Grand Slam, you are at your absolute peak. Now, the same goes for business, but business doesn't happen once every couple of months. Business happens every day. Your career happens every day. So we need to find a way outside of your business to challenge those skills, to grow them in a safe environment, so that once you've got them strengthened, you can then drop them into your business and perform at your peak consistently. So there are 5 principles. Number 1, your body must have the capability to do what is needed when you need it. 2, if it's not clean, it's toxic. 3, the captain of the ship must be in control. 4, your environment must support growth and success. And number 5, overload in a safe environment to build skills ready for when it matters most.